Good morning, guys. So I'm back. It's day 39 of Flippin' Live. Yesterday took the day off because it was my son's birthday. He turned 5. So let's dive back into it for day 39 here on June 11th, 2020. Flippin' Live, Flippin' Live, Flippin' Live, Flippin' Live, Flippin' Live. We're gonna strive. We're here to learn and gonna earn. Flippin' Live, Flippin' Live, Flippin' Live. We're flippin' live. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Brian. Good morning, Michael and Brenda. So I really don't know what I want to talk about today, so it's very helpful if you guys participate in the chat, which you are, which I appreciate very much. Because I did not plan for this. Yesterday was my son's birthday, and didn't really have a chance to plan for today, and woke up this morning trying to think of something to talk about. So, anyway, it's much appreciated if we open this up to interacting as much as possible. So Brian says, have you ever bought items on eBay to flip back on Amazon? If so, do any come to mind? I've never done any flipping from eBay to Amazon, but I am very much aware of, or I do know that a lot of people do that because in general, there's a price discrepancy between eBay and Amazon. A lot of things can sell for a lot more money on Amazon than they do on eBay, but I have not done that, no. Another one, have garage sales started back up in your area? I don't know. I found that the app called Yard Sale is good for finding them and marking them off as you visit them. So there's this one that I have called garageseller.com, and actually the app is called, on my phone, the app is called Garage Sales by Map. And then when I click on Discover Sales, that's Thursday, so some sales should be showing up, but there's only 3, and none of them are close to where I live. So I don't know. Maybe in your area it's coming back, but it doesn't seem. I can check again tomorrow and see if there's any, because usually by Thursday there's already some, as people plan it out and that type of thing. Speaking of that, oh man, I've got to start doing that for my sale. Anyway, so no, that's the app that I use though, because I can just I can just find them on there. And anyway, it's an easy app to use. Michael, garage sales and estate sales have come back in your area. Good to know. Still a slow go. Good morning, Brenda. Hey, Terry. Picking up book donations seems to be growing because now I see a competitor running ads as well. Oh, interesting. Huh. Oh, thank you, Michael. He says, your flipping lives are better than any course you can purchase. Great idea and great topics. Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. I just kind of didn't know what we were going to talk about today, but I appreciate you guys participating. If you have questions, we can talk about. Do you have videos to share of? Oh, oh, my son. Let's see. I mean, I took a lot of video, but hold on one second. Just for you, Brenda, but I'm trying to see one that's not too long because I clearly have not edited anything. Probably better to do this. So here's hold on. Here, Brenda. This is for you, Brenda. There he is. He got a Scooby Doo cake, which he was excited about, and the little van comes off. Anyway, um, yeah. So he had a great birthday. We celebrated. It was fun. It's like I totally just forgot about doing anything else, and we just focused on him. I mean, clearly because we didn't go anywhere because most things are still closed. But he. Well, that's not true. We did go somewhere. We did go to Target this year. We allowed him to pick out a toy, and he picked out. Well, he picked out two. But anyway, that was fun. Air conditioning seems to be a strong. What does it say? Conduit for COVID in businesses. So wear a mask. Oh, if you go to state sales. Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah, definitely wear a mask if you're going to go to anywhere. I mean, estate sales. Well, especially if you're inside. Being outside because there's wind and well, anyway, you should be wearing a mask until we get until there's a vaccine or treatment for this thing. But yeah, that's a good point. Um, so so yesterday celebrated his birthday, and then however, I made the mistake of the previous week of listing the last bunch of CD lots that I had in the warehouse from all those Gaylords. I had about 45 or so, and I listed them the previous Tuesday, and because I totally it slipped my mind that his birthday was going to be, yesterday, and that all of my auctions ended Tuesday late afternoon, early evening, which means that they would have to be shipped out. If they were paid Tuesday, they'd have to be shipped out the next day, which was his birthday. So I ended up having to stay up really late on Tuesday. Actually, I stayed up till almost 1 a.m. I had to go uh, after boy. Anyway, I had to go to the warehouse after they went to sleep, and I had to pack everything in the warehouse, and then bring it back, and then print out everything, and then go in the living room and pack it all up. So I think I have a photo. This was the amount of boxes that I had, and then I had all those envelopes as well. I had 20 that I had to pack. Thankfully, not everybody paid. Some people paid yesterday. So today being Thursday, I'm gonna be shipping off a bunch of others lots, CD lots today. So I'll spend a part of the day doing that. So I had to stay up anyway and deal with that. But I finished it, and then I didn't have to ship anything on on his birthday. So we just had to make a run to the post office. But we did go out and we did go to Target, bought him a toy, which might be the last time we do that because he was pretty overwhelmed by the amount of options that they had. He's into Paw Patrol, if you know anything about that, if you have kids or grandkids or anything. But anyway, so that's what we did. And then I kept getting sales, though, which was good. I made some eBay sales. Let me see what you guys are talking about here. Oh, thank you, Brenda. I appreciate it. Yeah. Oh, Brian says he had some successes at the free little libraries the other day. I left more books down. Nothing that was still nice. The problem was the amount of driving and time. Yeah, yeah. Uh, I think like anything else with reselling, you probably have to just check it out first. So you probably need to visit a bunch of little free libraries, just like thrift stores, because I'm sure there's thrift stores that are in your area you've been to, but you realized, over time that they don't have that great of books, or maybe don't have that many, or maybe they don't, uh, um, what do you call it? Add new books on any regular basis, so you don't bother going there. Maybe you go there once every few months or once a month or something like that. It's probably going to be similar with little free libraries where you have to visit 10 or 12 of them or however many are near you. Um, I mean, like I told you guys, I went to like six, half a dozen, and I know there's others. I just have to find them. And so, that's a way. Like I already have another 3 or 4 boxes of books in my trunk, so I could make another run at going to different ones. But it's probably just a matter of finding out where the better ones are, because believe it or not, even little free libraries, some of them are going to have better books than others, and some will have the same books for weeks and weeks or however long and won't get anything new. So you kind of have to figure that out. Also, I'm sure similar to thrift stores and library book sales. Brian says, "Cute kid. I barely remember being 5, except that it was fun." Yeah, I don't really remember being 5 either. The benefit that my kids have is that they're going to have so many photos and videos of themselves that, I mean, I guess it's a benefit. I mean, that they'll be able to see themselves when they already are able to see themselves when they were babies and even younger. I mean, me, I don't have, I have some photos of when I was a kid, but definitely no videos. Another thing is the chain used bookstores like Second and Charles and McKay's are backlogged in used books, so take advantage of store credit or even cash. Lots of good 5-10 time flips at these places. Well, neither of those places are here in California, but maybe there's something equivalent that I'm not aware of. Maybe, I don't know what it would be. Half price books, I don't think there are any here, at least near where I live. There might be something here in Southern California, but that's something to consider as well. Yeah, I mean, I've never. Yeah, those are. I guess those are bigger in other areas of the country. Uh, so I had a few. So in addition to, let's see. In addition to, let me go to my eBay. In addition to the CD lots that sold on Tuesday and that I didn't pay until yesterday, I had some other eBay sales. Yeah, half price books. Yeah, is another one. Um, let's see. I don't like the way my eBay app is working here. Um, so I had a couple of DVD sales, which was great. So good old Billy Blanks. I'm listing the last of my individual DVDs that I have from the Gaylords. I just have another stack here of about 15 or 20 probably that I have left to list on eBay, and then I'll be done with those. Turbo Jam, so these are things that I listed that sold. But what also sold were some books, and it made me get excited about getting more into books on not just Amazon but on eBay, as I sold this one, which if you can see it, Metropolitan Museum of Art Chinese bronzes. I think this is from the 60s. It's a very unique book. I mean, there's not going to be very many copies of this. Oh, sorry, 1938. This is a perfect example of a book that should go on eBay. I had it listed for $40, and I took an offer of, I think, what did I take? Oh, jeez. I don't know what it was. Let me look it up here. $25. This had been sitting for a little bit of time, but not a long time. But it was very specific, and it's got all these photos of all these Chinese bronzes. I guess if that's your thing, it's from 1938, so it's a very old book, but it's in great condition. It's a former university book, but it's great condition. So making that sale got me excited about books, getting heavier into books, which is what I'm going to be doing. And then I sold another copy of uh, of this one, Ancient Olive Trees in Majorca, sealed. This one, I pulled out a bunch of copies of these, probably a dozen or so, out of a Gaylord, literally like probably a year and a half to 2 years ago. And I didn't know if they were any good or anything, and I ended up listing them. I found like one copy on Amazon for a ridiculous amount of money, and it wasn't selling for that. And then I looked on eBay, and there were no copies, so I just put it up for $100. And over time, I've sold. This is probably like my fifth or sixth one. I still have six more in the warehouse. And I have them listed for $100, and I've sold some for 100. I've sold some one for 80, one for 72. I sold this one for 65. So they sell randomly, but that just got me excited about it for books in general, and getting heavier into that. And then I had another book sale. It was actually a lot that I sold. Show you real quick. So a lot of 7 Romeo and Juliet paperbacks. They're all the same book, and $17.99 plus shipping. So I had it up for sale for that price for to take an offer as well, but they just bought it for that amount. So you can sell books if they're the same exact book. You can make a lot of them because maybe a teacher will buy them, or I don't know, what do you call it? A tutor, or I don't know, a tutoring center, or a teacher, or after school program, or something like that. Or I don't know, some other reason that I don't know of. But anyway, you can do that if you have a bunch of copies of the same book. You can put them together as a lot, and that can sell as well. That only took a few weeks to sell, because those actually were in that. It's maybe a couple of months to sell actually, but like 2 months. Those books were in that free pickup that I did from that tutoring center, where I found all those great FBA books and merchant fulfilled books that I've been able to sell. So anyway, let's see what you guys are talking about here. How much time will you put aside for researching CD lots? On what genres certain artists should you go under? For examples, there's so many bands I haven't heard of and have no idea how to categorize them. So if you have a lot of CDs, then it's going to be worth your effort. So you're probably going to use Discogs. Get the app on your phone, and I use that to because you can just use the barcode scanner if it has a barcode. If it doesn't, you're just going to have to manually type it in, and it'll tell you what genre the band is, or the group, or the artist. And then you can start categorizing. And over time, some of them you'll recognize and you'll be able to figure out right away. But there's so many bands and groups and artists, individual artists, that you're going to have to spend time, just looking them up on Discogs. And then you just make, piles. Like punk rock is a good one, classic rock, whatever it is. If you find a bunch of folk CDs, there's no guarantee, of course, that if you put them up that people will spend much money on them. But if you're able to put them in by genre, it's going to help you much better. But as of now, I don't have a bunch of CDs to go through. But when I had a whole Gaylord of CDs, I would, after I went through them for Amazon, I would go through them for eBay lots, or to sell locally by genre or artist. And I just would put them in piles. And so right now someone paid me I had a lot of 17 alt rock CDs. I made one, was a lot of 8 Arthur Rubinstein Horowitz CDs. So these are classical music. He's a very popular, I'm sorry, Rubinstein and Horowitz. There's 2. They were popular conductors, and that ended up being bid up to $16, which I'm ecstatic about because there's only 8 CDs. This is not very many, but I just had those left over. I had 4 TV soundtrack CDs I put together, and then I had one that was 21 soundtracks. However, with soundtracks, and this didn't go for anything. It's funny because one of the soundtrack lots only got 1 bid, and the other one got a bunch of bids. So I try to put together more unique titles for the soundtracks. And then I had religious. I don't think this one got very many bids either. Nope. Sometimes religion will. Sometimes religious lots will do well. Sometimes they won't. But I have to put together a bunch of religious CDs. Um, and then this one, I don't remember what this one went for. That didn't go for much of anything either, unfortunately. But I had electronic dance music or EDM that I put together from the 90s. And unfortunately, that did not, I thought that would do better. Did not do well at all. And then this one did, yeah, 20 Disney CDs. I thought that was going to do much better. It only bid up to $6. But anyway, so yeah, I will spend time on that stuff when I have a bunch of CDs. I will definitely spend time on it because there are some that will go for great money. I had a one that was all nature sound CDs, and I had one that was relaxation or meditation CDs, and both of those lots did really well. And the same person bought both of them, $20 each lot. So you never know. Brian, the bookstores, even independents that offer store credit, is a great way to flip your duds into store credit. Yeah, you then can use store credit and pick up great books. Usually sales rank of 500,000 or less and good condition are great candidates for store credit. Oh, okay. If my CD lots don't get any bids, will I relist them again or pull them off, yank them? Um, So usually for right now, eBay's I don't understand why eBay's not charging me for my auctions. I must have some sort of I don't know why. Usually they're 15 cents an auction, but they have not been charging me. So I will just relist them. Like I had probably a dozen that didn't sell, so I just relisted all of them. That will end next Tuesday of next week, and I will see how many of those sell. I would say after 2 rounds, you should probably pull them. Um, if you're paying the 15 cents after 1 round, you should probably you should take a look to see how many views they had. I like to try it at least twice though, but it depends. It depends on if you want to do it or not. But I usually like to try twice, and if they're not going to sell after 2 rounds, then I just pull them off and maybe yank the CDs and make a loose CD lot with all of those that didn't sell as an idea, and usually that'll sell too. Some genres, it's weird. Sometimes a certain genre will do really well, or it won't do well, and then suddenly it'll do well. You just don't know. I feel like it has maybe there's certain individual CDs in there that people really want, or for whatever reason, it was just a time frame where there was not a lot of people interested in that genre looking to bid. I don't know. Uh, Ironically, the chain bookstores don't buy textbooks. Huh. So check the free bins at those places. You will find textbooks. You can even talk to people outside if you notice they're walking back with books. I didn't know all that. Um, yeah, I haven't seen. I mean, chain bookstores around. Yeah, around my area, there's not really any chain bookstores. um, Call mom about pop bookstores. I know that there's a local bookstore here that where they will give you store credit, but I don't know if the books they have in their actual store are any good to flip. Um, but I know I had called them a while back when I was getting into bulk books and asked them if they bought books, and they said, "Well, excuse me, we offer store credit, and they don't buy books." So, and now that it looks like I'm potentially gonna have a retail spot for a bookstore, I have to start thinking about whether I'm gonna buy books or I'm gonna offer credit or what's gonna happen with that as well. Brenda asked, "Have you tried to sell those lots on Mercari?" Never tried Mercari. Don't have an account. I don't even really know what that's about. Is that like another eBay, basically? Is Mercari just competing with eBay? Yeah, I haven't tried Mercari either. I keep seeing the same ad on YouTube for Mercari, where it's the same ad. It's like I've memorized it in the first 5 seconds. Um, I mean, just looking at the website, it's always weird to me that a site like this would be popular considering eBay already exists. But I don't know. So I see there's CD lots on here. Does it show you? Ah, it shows you sold. No listing charge, Brenda says. Um, so they just get a cut, I guess, a percentage. And so they do not. And Brenda, do they do auctions or they only uh what do you call it? They just do buy it now, so no auctions. Looks like just buy it nows. I see some CD lots. Anyway, I don't know. I've never tried it, but it looks like it's trying to become a competitor to eBay, I guess. Brenda, how long have you been selling on there? How many items do you have up for sale? Do you see consistent sales? Um, I mean, I just like to yeah, no auctions. For me, I mean, it took me a long time to go to eBay at all from Amazon. And eBay really helps me, get rid of a lot of stuff that um, that I can't sell on Amazon, and that might take too long to try to sell locally. So eBay has been really good for that. Even though I'm really enjoying FBA right now, after I sent in all those books, my sales have gone up a lot. I just need to get out another shipment. But anyway, faster to list. Huh. Okay. Yeah, try Mercari. Maybe. Excuse me, sorry. Um, I slept really well last night, so I'm still waking up. But yeah, I mean, eBay's definitely been around a long time, and there's a huge amount of people um, on eBay as buyers. My assumption is too that people that have had issues with eBay try something new like Mercari to see if it works better in some way, either the system or how they deal with sellers, that type of thing. And it's a new thing, so it's new, so people are probably going to go there and check it out as buyers as an alternative. If item is under a pound, they settle all customer disputes. It makes sense though that someone would try to come in and try to become sort of the new eBay or the new and improved eBay, and try to tweak certain things to compete with them. Shadow Living. Good morning. I went on Macari 2 weeks ago. Whoa. Dumped eBay and tripled my sales. 10% flat fee. Easy shipping, quick and easy to list. Wow. Sounds good. Thank you for participating. What do you sell on there? What types of items? Do you sell media or sell other types of stuff? Michael says, got a great. Uh, okay. Brenda says, don't have to worry about customer returns. Um, Michael says, got a great in with a realtor to get books. Yes. When I pick up donated books, I find out if they're selling their house. If they are, I give them as a lead to realtor. In return, realtor has been promoting me to homeowners that have books. That's a great way. Yeah, definitely. Um, huh. Well, Michael, you're clearly a good networker. That does make a lot of sense. Hmm. Yeah, I think getting in with realtors, getting in with what do you call it? Maybe even like, well, I don't know about construction, like remodelers, but maybe, but also estate. Wow, what am I saying? Estate sale companies as well can be really good. Ba, ba, ba. Yeah, Terry, probably not good for books. Market is probably 1 million. Yeah, probably. Whoa. Custom engraved laser plaques. Oh, okay. That's very specific. Cool. Variety of items. I see. So you do that for people. Okay. So, okay, cool. I I didn't even know that was something people were looking for, but there's a niche for everything, I guess. Um, I've experienced no custom returns. Mercari has intervened. Huh. Well, Macari is clearly trying to take some business from eBay and dig out a niche for themselves. I mean, I do see randomly people posting about it or asking about it on some of the Facebook groups. So it's interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see if they last and if they get a big following, because a lot of it has to do with how many people are actually buying on there, right? Like if I put up, I mean, it's worth an experiment. Um, it's worth it. I mean, I've had overall a great experience with eBay. Um, Generally speaking, I would say in the last 3 years, since 2017, in April 2017 when I started, so it's been a little over 3 years that I've been with eBay or selling on eBay. So I'm still relatively new, but I mean, it does pretty well. But I've never tried Mercari, so we'll see. Let's see. So yeah, like I said, I didn't have a topic for today, but I mean, I was hesitant to start eBay just because it was something new to learn, learn the system, learn how to sell on there, have to do all the shipping. But once I started doing it, it turned out to be a great option. But like anything else, I'd be curious, Brenda, why is Mercari so much faster to list? You still have to put photos though, right? She says a variety of things that have sold books. Okay. Hmm. I'm just looking at the try those unsold lots. Oh, okay. My Scoutly book triggers. Uh, I don't know. I mean, if they're worth looking at, but um, you can copy the photos you have on eBay over to Macari. Yeah. Um, I mean here. Okay. I mean these are so. Terry asked me about about my Scoutly book triggers, and these are ones. I mean, the last time I looked at these was it was a long time ago. Um, I mean, this is I got multiple triggers on here, and I don't. Overall, this seems to work pretty well. I don't know if you want to. Honestly, I haven't looked at these in so long. Um, I've got a bunch of them. I don't know. Uh, I mostly don't pay that much attention to them, although they do pretty well for for finding, like, if it goes green, usually it means it's a book that I'd want to try and send into Amazon. Um, yeah, yeah, we'll have to check out Macari. Brenda's definitely a big proponent of them. So yeah, I mean, all my CD lots, the majority of them I do auctions just because I want to get through them quickly, but I'm willing to try them out. Like, let's see if some of these don't sell on eBay and see what happens. It doesn't hurt, right? Excuse me. I actually sold. Let me see if I find it out here. All right, gosh, a CD lot. Let me find sales, selling, sold. So you guys know that Pottery Barn has released a lot of CDs, um, and I didn't realize how many. But here, let me just search it. I don't want to keep. There it is. But over the years, they've released a lot of CDs. And as I was going through all those Gaylords, those seven last Gaylords that I had of mixed media, I was keeping all of the Pottery Barn CDs, any Starbucks ones, Gap I found, Williams Sonoma, all these random stores that actually, Old Navy, but Pottery Barn was the one that had the most CDs, and I ended up listing this lot of 24 Pottery Barn CDs, um, all different. Those are individual titles, all from Pottery Barn, which is crazy. I told my wife, and she was like, "I didn't know." She's like, "They put out CDs?" I said, "Yeah." This is going back to like the late '90s, and they anyway. So there was a lot of them. So I put that up, actually, instead of an auction. I put that up as buy it now, taking an offer, and I put it up for, I think, like $100, because I was seeing that some of these Pottery Barn CD lots were going for good money. The more that were in there, and I didn't see any in the current listings or the sold listings over the last 3 months that had as many as I had. So I priced it pretty high, and then I ended up taking. And this was like, I don't know, a week and a half ago or something. I ended up taking $80 for it plus shipping for 24 Pottery Barn CDs. So for me, that's an example of something where a situation where you collect them as you if you're buying a lot of bulk CDs, whether it's Gaylords or whether you're just buying them, local buys through Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, whatever, you're getting like 100 here, 200 there, 500 there. And as you go, you start to, get certain ones like these together. I would just get as many as you can as possible in a series or in a collection, and then you can put it up for really good money because people just can't get all of them together, and they're willing to pay. So $80 that I got for this, um, which is basically like $3 a CD, uh, plus they paid the shipping. So anyway, so that's what I'm doing. That's all. I still have this. I have this tub of CDs, of different series, like certain Time Life series, certain those Now ones were like, what are they called now? Where they have like the most popular songs from the year. I think they're into the 60s now, like 68 or something. The first one started in like 2001 or 1999. I'm trying to get together that whole series, and then if I sell it all together, completed, I can sell it for really good money versus just selling 10 of them or whatever at a time. Anyway, Brian said he called around to my local libraries yesterday, and most are saying no book sales likely this year at all. Yeah, like I've said in other live streams, I think that it's probably a better idea for libraries to not have their library book sales for a while for a couple reasons, because it just puts a lot of people around each other in close proximity, because usually these sales sometimes they're outside, but a lot of times they're inside, and there's only a certain amount of space, so everyone's just right next to each other. Number one. Number two, a lot of people, the majority of the volunteers are like 60 and older, if not 70 and older, if not 75 and older. And then a lot of people that go to these that are not resellers are also 60, 65 and older. I've noticed over the years. So I think that's the worst demographic for the virus, that people can get really ill and die from that. So I think that they're just going to be precautious, take precautions about that would be my assumption. The only way they would be able to do it was if people wore masks and they limited the amount of people to come in. But we know from library book sales that they get flooded with people, so it would be tough. People would have to be really patient. They'd have to wait, and as a reseller, that would be rough too. Once you got in, you could do it. Maybe they would limit the amount of time you were in there. I don't know. It seems like it would be tough to do. Yeah. I found a set of Victoria's Secret CDs a few years ago, listed on eBay, and took 6 months to sell, but went for some good money. Yeah. If you can get sets of just about any type of CD, but certain ones, yeah, absolutely. Victoria's Secret. So keep your eye out for a bunch of Pottery Barns. Yeah, there's certain ones that if you get the whole set, the whole series together, a bunch of them anyway, they can do really well. In my area, it's the same, but library bookstores and small ongoing sales will start up soon. I've already gotten emails about them. Check and call your libraries. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, they might. I don't know. There's still, half the year left. But I think they're probably going to be smaller, like you said. They're probably not going to be the big giant ones that they do. But I don't know. I mean, I'm going to hold a sale next week, so I'll see how. I'm curious to see how many people show up. My assumption is a good amount of people will show up because things have been closed. And here in Southern California, or in California, a lot of businesses, local small businesses have started reopening. Um, you know, not just restaurants, but also beauty salons, barber shops, um, gyms are supposed to start opening this Friday, tomorrow. I don't know how that's going to work. If they're going to limit the amount of people or what's going to happen with that. But so yeah, so a lot of retail space. So next week, I think a lot of businesses will have opened, and I just noticed that it seems like less people are around. Like yesterday, we went to Target. There was hardly anybody there at 10 a.m., whereas before there was a lot more people. So it seems like a lot more people are going back to work. So I will use my sale as a test as well to see how many will actually show up. Pat says not even garage sales allowed here yet. Getting antsy to source. I used to go to a weekly sale, and they've told me to say that they've told me that they will limit the number of people when they open later this year. Yeah. So show up early, right? Brenda says, I sold a Japanese dictionary last week on Mercari. It had not sold on Amazon or eBay. Yeah. That's the weird thing about it. eBay is things that have a super high rank on Amazon and hardly ever sell will sell pretty quickly on eBay. And I'm sure it's similar on Mercari. This year, it will be about being really creative when it comes to sourcing. Yes. I mean, before the virus, you could source all over the place. Like the fact that anybody complained about sourcing before quarantining and all of the precautionary measures for the coronavirus, think about all the plethora of ways that we could source. It was just almost too many options. And now things have changed dramatically. Of course, it depends on where you live. I understand if you live in a more rural area versus highly populated urban or suburban area, that maybe there's not as many options. You have to drive further, but still, generally speaking, you don't have to worry about. I mean, clearly, there were no face masks, there was no social distancing, so everything was open. But yeah, we'll see what happens with library sales. Thrift stores have opened here locally. Like I told you guys, I went to the thrift store down the street, so those are back open, and it seems like most small businesses are going to be opening here, and we'll see. I think library sales are just going to have to. They're going to have to be careful with that kind of stuff, and see what happens. Yeah, Terry says he sticks with his same 4 or 5 thrift stores. Yeah, definitely. You got to find the ones that work for you, that are consistently uh, having new books and profitable books, and you got to go back for sure. So we'll see. I've been running I remember, guys, I restarted my ad on Facebook for for book donations. Nah, what is today? So Tuesday afternoon or early evening, and I've yet to get any responses. But I'm not worried yet. I'm gonna see what happens by the weekend. So by Sunday or Monday, if I haven't gotten any responses, that's going to be a surprise, and that might indicate that I should maybe pull the ad or maybe change it or something, because of all the thrift stores opening. So we'll see if it still works. I'm still able to get book donations while thrift stores have opened, because now people can go and donate all the stuff that they've kept, piled up in their garage or in their car or wherever in the corner of their room. They can now go and donate to the thrift stores, including books. So we'll see if my ad continues to do well, because even before things started opening, I was running the ad in March or in May. I would go days without getting any messages from people, 3-4 days sometimes, especially during the week. And then suddenly I'd get a couple of messages in a row, or a couple over a few days, and it would you know it would be worth it. But anyway, I'm gonna start running an ad. I made the video. I have to post the ad for my sale on the 19th and 20th, because I'm going to be doing a Facebook ad, and then I'm going to be doing some free advertising on Facebook and Craigslist and the garage sale app and all that. I'll probably do another ad elsewhere to see how many people I can get to come out, and I need to start thinking of maybe better signage also, so I can grab people as they drive past, because a lot of people drive past on the main street there where I'm on. There's a main intersection. There's a lot of traffic there, so anyway, so we'll see how that goes. Let's see. So today I'm going to be going to the warehouse to grab all of those CD lots that I still have to ship out. And then I have a couple of books and DVDs in that book lot. So I have 17 items, 17 to ship out according to eBay, which I am thankful for, but will take up a bit of time. I also sold a valuable book, which I don't want to show you yet or talk about yet, because I haven't been paid yet on it. It's going actually to another country, so I'll wait until I get paid on it, and then I will share it with you. But it was one that I picked up at a local library sale, the last one I went to in February, where a bunch of other resellers skipped it unbelievably, but yet believably at the same time. Not surprisingly, they skipped right on over it, including a guy who was talking to someone else about how he's a rare book collector, but apparently doesn't like to find books that go for several $100s. Anyway, I don't get people that say stuff like that. Michael says his Facebook and Google ads have slowed up too, but part of it is that thrifts are taking donations, right? Facebook offers you to boost a post on your Facebook page for a small amount of money. So maybe consider posting a spring cleanup ad. Yeah, I will see. I'm going to let this one run through the end of this week through Sunday, and I'll see if I get any messages or responses. But definitely, I think the combination of thrift stores opening with just generally a lot of things opening and people also probably going back to work. Maybe some people that were at home and looking at their phone more often might be, now commuting in their car or focusing more on getting back to work and not necessarily looking at Facebook as much. Yeah. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that. But I'm definitely going to be definitely going to be continuing to try to grow my Facebook page, which has grown now, thankfully, uh, to have a larger following. So I am happy about that. I've what is that? Oh, I have now 233 Facebook followers, which is great and crazy to me all at the same time. Uh, yeah, because people are really responsive on here. Um, and when I post, they really do. Sorry, I'm just looking at my Facebook page and seeing. The other thing I can do is when people like a post or I can invite them if they're not already anyway. Um, so yeah, we'll see with all the ads and how that's going and people going back. I think it'll be a transition period, where we were transitioning to quarantine back in March and into April, and then in quarantine for a long time, a new, different way of living and interacting with the world and making purchases and figuring all of that out. I mean, remember back when toilet paper was hard to find? And things like that. Well, that stopped, and people got a new normal, a temporary new normal, and then now we're kind of readjusting. Of course, uh, it seems like every state is different, but everyone's got their own way or their own cities, states, regions, whatever counties are doing things in their own way. So people are going back slowly, and things are reopening slowly. Some places sooner than others. Some places hardly ever closed at all. Here we've been closed since March, so I think it's just a process, And I'm advertising locally here within a 6 mile radius, so I'm targeting like a couple 100,000 people. Facebook said I was targeting like 380,000 people roughly, um, and so what percentage of those people are now having to make another adjustment back to how life was before quarantine back in February and early March. So yeah, it's not a surprise. We'll see after that adjustment is made, how it looks, how everything shakes out. Michael says, I used to hate Facebook until COVID hit. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Um, yep, keep at it, guys. Keep at it. I mean, you got to do what you got to do, right? To pay your bills, to survive, to have to eat, to pay your rent and all that. But let's do what we got to do to make it work. Thank you guys for watching. This was a little bit of a weird stream because I didn't have a specific topic. Hopefully, we'll get back to semi-normal. I do enjoy these though. I mean, I would rather have much more interaction during these streams than less than me just talking. So I appreciate you guys showing up and participating and chatting and asking questions and offering answers. I think we can all learn a lot from each other. It's kind of like as if we all met every morning on a phone call or at the local cafe or whatever and chatted about reselling. that I think our cumulative knowledge and experience is going to help us all for sure. And this, there was about 10 of us. So imagine if there was 20 or 40 or 50 of us, it'd be kind of overwhelming. Yeah, anyway, so let's get out of here. Flippin' life, flippin' life, flippin' life, flippin' life, flippin' life. We're gonna strive, we're here to learn and gonna earn. Flippin' life, flippin' life, flippin' life, flippin' life. Thank you guys for showing up today after my brief respite from the show for my son's birthday. I appreciate you guys coming back. Yes, definitely, Michael. I will. I appreciate you participating. And we'll see what we talk about tomorrow. But also, it would be a huge help to me if any of you guys, regular viewers, would be willing to post in one of the Facebook groups. If you're a part of one of the reselling Facebook groups, if you can get permission from the moderators to mention my stream to other resellers so we can get more people on here. If you don't want to do it, it's totally fine. I get it. But if anybody is comfortable doing that, it's much appreciated to share with more people about it. Because I think if more resellers knew about it, book resellers and media resellers, that we could get a lot more people on here that have even more experience than I do and can offer different perspective on things. And we talk about a lot of different stuff. So anyway, give the video the stream a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you're not subscribed to the channel, subscribe and keep booking, right? And stay safe. Most importantly, stay safe. So have a great day on this beautiful Thursday. It's going to be nice and warm here in Southern California. And good luck with sourcing and listing and selling and everything else. And I'll see you tomorrow. Take care, guys. Have a great day.